Cruise news time. Well, Norwegian Cruise Line just hit a huge milestone, and at the same time, they've canceled a cruise for their newest cruise ship, the NCL Prima. Do you know Holland America? Are you fans of those damn ships? Well, we got big Holland America news today. And look, I've done the research. I'm like a cruise anthropologist. I've categorized 4 line cutters on cruise ships. Can you name the different line cutters on cruise ships? 4 of them. Go ahead and make your list now, and some of them are pretty egregious. Let's look. Cruise news. Let's talk about it. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Lido, Loca. I'm your host, Tony, here with the latest cruise news updates, and welcome to Monday. Anybody out there got a case of the Mondays? You know what I got a case of? The cruise blues already setting in. I've been on this glorious Panama Canal cruise for 12 days now, and all I got left is 2 sea days. And today it's been like a rock and roll show here on the Pacific Ocean. Man, we've been moving and grooving since the middle of the night. Jenny,
Whatty?
Was the ship rocking?
It was a rocking and rolling.
The ship was rocking, and the ship was rocking. Let me just say that. But look, I got a little bit of cruise news, and then I gotta go deep into this weird subculture of cruising. The line cutter, 4 categories. Your mind could be blown. All right, cruise news story number 1, Norwegian Cruise Line. They've joined Carnival Cruise Line as being the next major cruise line to complete their return to service. That's right, over the weekend, the NCL Spirit resumed cruises in French Polynesia. Tahiti, y'all. 12-day cruises in French Polynesia. I got tickled saying French Polynesia. 12-day cruises in French Polynesia. They're going to do 3 of them. Then they're going to relocate up to Vancouver, that's in Canada, and they're going to do some of them Alaska cruises. Now, this is significant as we start to see more and more of the major cruise companies return to service. Carnival certainly had a lot more cruise ships than Norwegian, but still, it's good news for cruising when all of these ships come back into service, and then as we see the capacity increase on it, good milestone for the cruise restart. If I had a sound effect that went ta-da, I would play that, so I'll just do it with my mouth. Ta-da! How about that? Now, the flip side of that very cool Norwegian Cruise Line news is, there's a cancellation for their newest cruise ship, the NCL Prima. And look, it wasn't a cancellation because of supply chain or COVID or killer bees or maniacal clowns, anything like that. It was just a straight up charter cruise. That's right, somebody swooped in and bought out the whole NCL Prima for the January 22, 2023 cruise, and everybody else who already booked it, well, you're out of luck. If you can't book the whole cruise, you got to get off of the cruise. Now, these folks are going to get a full refund. They're going to be taken care of, but it's one of those cruise circumstances that sometimes we don't think about, that all of a sudden you may be booked for a cruise and somebody else may come in and charter the whole cruise. And that's happening on the NCL Prima. So it is cancellation day. We commiserate with those that got canceled. I'd love to hear, did you get canceled on the NCL Prima on the 22nd of January 2023? Leave a comment below. Now I got to drop some news on you about one of those damn ships, a Holland America ship. But before we get there, let me quickly invite you to subscribe. If you like staying up to date with everything that's going on in cruising, got to ensure these hands, cruising, please consider subscribing with the notification bell on. That way you don't miss out on any of these episodes. Cruise news, and back by popular demand over the weekend, 2 cruise vlogs. How about that? Did you watch them? You should watch them. Both is like Mission Impossible style. We had a mission on Saturday, a mission on Sunday, and all missions were accomplished. Just call me Ethan Hunt. How about that? Subscribe button, notification bell. Be part of the 18 million member Lido Loca family. Some people don't even know they're part of it yet. The 18 million, thank you in advance. All right, Holland America also trying to get back to their full fleet sailing. And this time we have a story about the Oosterdam. Do you ever wake up in the middle of the night and go, Oosterdam? Just me? Oosterdam. Yeah, the Oosterdam is back in service, baby. The Oosterdam fired the engines back up on May the 8th in Trieste, Italy, for some cruises around the Mediterranean. After its Mediterranean season, it's going to do a transatlantic to Fort Lauderdale. Then it's going to do some cruises down to South America. Then it's going to go through the Panama Canal. The Oosterdam's got a pretty busy dance card. That's what I'm trying to say. And there's only 2 more Holland America ships that have not restarted. The Westerdam and the Jean-Claude Van Damme. No, it's the Zandam. I'm just kidding. Bloodsport, what a great movie. Later we'll be going to the Kumite. Anybody going to the Kumite? The Westerdam and the Zandam still left to go for the... Hold on, I need more caffeine. Just a second. Today's episode brought to you by Diet Coke in a rocks glass. Do I look fancy? Quit laughing, Jenny. I'm doing my job here. All right, there's that. Now, let's transition out of the cruise news. I hope your brain's exploding with the joy of the cruise news. Let's move over to a serious topic, as illustrated by Carnival brand ambassador John Heald. I saw a post on John Heald's page that made me revisit the topic of line cutters on cruise ships, and it made me do the work to categorize line cutters. That's what we're going to do here. Now I'm going to talk about different places on the cruise ship, different lines that are cut on the cruise ship. I feel very serious. We're going to talk about different lines that are cut on the cruise ship, and then we're going to talk about the categories of the line cutter. And again, this is prompted by a story on John Heald's page where a poor lady, she went and she gathered up all of her buffet food, self-service. She loaded up her plates with all of the things that she needed, and when she got back to her table, in a moment of sheer terror and shock, she realized that she had forgotten the coleslaw. Now, I don't know what the coleslaw was a side for. Traditionally, maybe like barbecue. Do you eat your coleslaw on barbecue? Neither here nor there. We can explore the culinary uses of coleslaw later. But she did not have her coleslaw, and so she cut into a big line to get her coleslaw, and somebody called her out on it. She got a dirty look from the person that she immediately cut, which seems right. Dirty look from the person she immediately cut. And then somebody further back in the line gave her like a "how dare you?" How dare you cut the line? Now, it sounds like in that scenario where somebody's that vocal and you got the dirty look, it does sound like you straight up cut a line. And she didn't really articulate that she said, "Oh, excuse me, I forgot the coleslaw." I think she just went in. She's one of our category of line cutters that we'll talk about later. She just went in without saying anything, and then she was shocked and dismayed that people called her out. So that's the thing that prompted this list. So let's talk about a few places where lines could be cut on cruise ships. First and foremost, we just talked about it, the Jimmy Buffett, the buffet. How about that? I've definitely seen line cutting at the buffet. I've also seen line cutting at guest services. Well, that's a... Maybe we should rank which ones are the worst. Line cutting at guest services. I've seen line cutting at embarkation and disembarkation day. I've seen line cutting at the bars on cruise ship. I've seen line cutting at the elevator of all places. And I've seen line cutting on private islands, also in the quest to get a drink. I've seen some pretty egregious line cutting. I guess if I had to choose which line cutting was the most annoying to me, I think it would be the line cutting at guest services. I've seen some, guest services is a long wait, and all of a sudden, if you've been waiting for 15, 20 minutes, a half an hour at guest services, and somewhere up the line, a whole new pile of people get in because they use one of the line cutting techniques because they're in one of the categories I'm going to talk about in a minute. I get enraged, honestly. Now Jenny's over here and she's doing her work, but Jenny, which line do you dislike the most? The cut.
What were the choices?
The bar, the elevator, embarkation, disembarkation, the Jimmy Buffett. I think I've already mentioned which one.
Yeah, definitely the disembarkation.
The closest I ever saw Jenny getting into a fight on a cruise ship was at a disembarkation line cut. I'm just saying. Okay, that's a good comment below. Leave a comment. Which line do you hate seeing cut the most? Which one's the most frustrating to you? And to all the people out there that say, just go with the flow. Life is full of roses. Let me cut in line in front of you and see if that's your feeling in the moment. I doubt that it is. All right, the 4 categories of line cutters. Now, I invented a few of my own, and so I'm going to give you one that I heard from somewhere else. We're going to talk about the chat and cut. Now, this was really well articulated by Larry David in his TV show Curb Your Enthusiasm. Larry David also part of the mastermind behind Seinfeld, and he articulated something that we'd all seen before in that term, the chat and cut. Now, you know how it works. You see somebody in a long line that you know, and you casually go up and strike conversation, and then all of a sudden, like it's osmosis, like you've been integrated into the Borg, boom, all of a sudden you're in line. You've done the chat and cut. I know everybody has seen the chat and cut. That's a little bit infuriating. Now, that was the Larry David one. Now, the rest of them, I'm going to take credit for the naming. Let's talk about the friends and family cut. The friends and family cut, I know you've seen this on cruise ships where you send one family member to get in line at the buffet or one family member to get in line anywhere, and then all of a sudden, every second, third, fifth cousin, people in the family by marriage, somebody that you're thinking about adopting as a friend, all of a sudden, all those people come up and get in line, and you're like, yeah, just, this is my family, we're just getting everybody in line, all of a sudden you're in line of 10 people and it becomes 35 people because you got victimized by the friends and the family cut. Does anybody have any wounds from that? Virtual hug. All right, another cut that we have to talk about is the narcissist cut. The person that's so important, the person that doesn't care about anybody other than themselves. They're super happy to cut line. I'm going to say the lady that cut the buffet in the John Heald story was a narcissist cutter. The gumption, the gall, the hubris to walk up and cut line without even looking at the person and saying, oh, I forgot my coleslaw. Who's not going to let the line open? Who's not going to part the line like the Red Sea when you say you forgot the coleslaw? I would, if the lady said, hey, young man, I forgot my coleslaw, I would be like, can I get the coleslaw? Whatever you need, baby. But no, she goes narcissist cut. She just goes in. And of course the line gets mad. You got to watch out for the narcissist cut. And look, the show is family friendly, so if you got kids in the room, I'm going to ask you to push the little toddlers away for the next cut because you guys know this cutter. This is the IDGAF line cutter, the IDGAF cutter. Go look that up on the internet if you need to know what that means. This is the person that doesn't care. I see this a lot at the elevator. You see people that have obviously been waiting longer than you at the elevator, but as soon as the door opens, boom, you get in, you're looking at that person, and they're looking at you like, IDGAF, baby. I'm on the elevator, and you're not. Sucks to be you. You see this at the bar the whole time. You see a crowd of people waiting to get a drink at the bar, and you come up last. You know you're last, and as soon as you can make eye contact with the bartender, boom, you cut that line because you don't care. IDGAF cutter. All right, those are my 4 line cutter categories. There could be some others. Please leave a comment below. Which one infuriates you the most? Which line situation, which line cutter? It's that cruise life, baby. Hope you guys are having a great Monday. I'm fighting off the cruise blues. Only 2 more days of this glorious Panama Canal cruise. Again, if you didn't watch me wander around Puerto Vallarta, that video is right there. Please hit the like button. And look, if you do not hit the like button, you will be victimized. You'll be victimized by an embarkation day line cutter, making your embarkation 30 minutes longer, and you don't want that. You better hit the like button. This is Tony for Lido, Loca. Until the next time, we'll see you on the Lido. Bye.